All right, on today's episode, it's Veterans Day. We are going to talk about our top 5 war movies with an emphasis in air combat, our Liam's Facts, our joke of the week, our fight scene, and moving on with the rest of the show. Make sure you stay tuned, like and subscribe, and let's get this show started. Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with TRUMOTION, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Tony. Let's get the show kicked off. Well, it's our Veterans Day show. The airing of this will be Tuesday, Veterans Day. Very, I think, very underappreciated, undervalued day for
100%,
sure.
100%.
As a family that has had a long-standing history with people in the military, I really appreciate the veterans, and I think we need to do more for them. My humble opinion, but I definitely think they need. If you're willing to sacrifice years of your life, your body, your health, your mental sanity, for protecting people you don't even know. Same thing goes with law enforcement and, first responders and all that stuff. I definitely think you earn a special place in everybody's hearts, and in my opinion, but.
No, I 100% agree. I've got a bunch of friends of mine that are active in the military right now.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest eye-opening things for me was a good friend of mine, best friend. He and I, we actually met when I was sent up to the Layton studio back when Christina was running it.
Okay.
And he was just an airman back then.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking 17, 18 years, years ago. His name's Chris Carty. He's awesome.
That was longer than that, dude. It was 20 years ago.
Shh.
Yeah. It's been longer than that.
Buddy, I know my receding hairline is reflecting the light and blinding your audience, but I mean, come on.
Just remember,
don't make me old.
South Jordan is 17 years old.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you did that before South Jordan opened.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's true. Holy crap. Anyway, but once, just talking to him about, how much do you make?
Uh-huh.
How does this work? You got on-base housing, you've got not. How does this work? And then I started realizing how much they make at individual ranks. And dude, it is. And here's the thing, the military owns you.
Yeah.
And literally pay you probably less than what you would make at McDonald's.
Yeah, depending on the rank you're
on the rank you're at.
Yeah. For sure.
And still okay, great. You no longer is it, I've been in the military for 10 years. I've been on 3 or 4 deployments. I do my job well.
Mm-hmm.
My CO can go ahead and look at me and be like, yeah, you need a promotion. You're freaking killing it out there. No, you have to go take a test.
Yeah.
If you pass that test, then they look at how many people or how many positions are going to be open for that new rank that's going to be available.
Yeah.
And they kind of go down through whether or not they need you to be,
Yeah,
it's really
hard
feel
to
bad.
It's hard to get rank for sure.
But they're just. I don't think that. I don't think there's enough appreciation for what they do, for the sacrifice, like you said, the sacrifice that they put forth. Again, my buddy's been deployed several places, for the last one that he went to, which kind of, it was hard to watch, literally. He was in Iraq.
Yeah.
And he was there, so only supposed to be there for 6 months, ended up being there for 9.
Yeah.
Just because things get crazy.
Yeah.
When you're in an area that nobody wants you at. And so, but yeah, and that's just, and that's not talking about people that are actually in the infantry and
actually in direct combat.
Yeah, forward operating procedures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really kind of goes back to that, that old saying, treat everybody with kindness, for you don't know the battles they truly fight. And
yeah, and that's a real big one, especially with just, I hate to use the word crisis because people have been battling this ever,
Mhm.
but like the whole mental health thing. And mental health is a real thing. It is a real problem. I think a lot of people take advantage of the term mental health.
Yeah.
But it is a huge problem, and not to be like a downer, but I mean, there was an issue with, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but a Cowboys player unfortunately committed suicide the other day. 24 years old, seemingly on the top of the world, on one of the most recognizable sports teams in the world.
Yep.
And he felt like he could be better off just not being here.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And I know the staggering statistic, 22 veterans kill themselves every day. That needs to be fixed for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so it's our try to get a lighter note. It's our Veterans Day show. We're going to have some fun with it and everything. Trying to keep it veterans themed. I didn't do a veterans themed fight scene because I don't know. It's kind of hard to find really well. If you're a really good soldier, hopefully nobody knows your name. But so
generally, if you're really good and if you've seen stuff,
yeah, you don't talk about it.
You kind of it's like running around, like meeting people who've seen stuff. They want to like, oh yeah, so like, what'd you do for the weekend? Like, I just made hamburgers. Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
It's like, what did you do?
nothing.
Nothing
Just,
really.
just hung out.
Yeah, you just got back from deployment. Yeah.
Yeah,
What'd you do? Yeah, you know,
just hang around the base.
just sitting, you know.
So that's the show for today. Let's get it kicked off with our Liam's Facts. All right, this week's Liam's Facts, or I should say last week's answer was, what was the original name for candy corn? The correct answer, nobody have gotten it so far, is chicken feed. So the original name for candy corn is chicken feed. So if that's not a reason not to eat candy corn, I don't know what to tell you. So, because now that you hear that, you're like, it does look like chicken feed.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's supposed to resemble a
corn.
and that's what chickens eat. So, all right, this week's question is, I guess you could say the top 5 in the question in honor of my grandpa, Robert Diaz, a lieutenant colonel, retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, is, in what year was the United States Air Force established in the U.S.? So one more time. Again, in what year was the United States Air Force established in the United States? Leave your answer in the comments down below or email us at TrueTalkTuesdays@gmail.com. Let's see how well you know your military history. But moving on to our word from our sponsor.
Yeah. True motion in motion, let's go. Gear up, stand tall, feel the flow. Kicking it strong with the best of the best. Streetwear fresh, put your style to the test. Karate vibes, yeah, we bring that heat. From tees to hoodies, keep it sharp, keep it sleek. T-shirt or hoodie, we got both. Subs for the grind, focus on growth. Stickers and swag, let the world know you rep style. Now let's go. True motion merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Reppin' that swag, flex and wear it proud. Support True Talks and wear it loud. Discipline, power, the heart of the fight. Your fit's gotta match your unstoppable might. Tigers and dragons, bold on the sleeve. Step in the dojo, they know you don't leave. Oh, step up, don't wait. Rock that fit, let's elevate. True motion merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Rocking that drip, yeah, you own the crowd. Support True Talks and wear it loud. Yeah, we reppin' strong, no fear, no doubt. True motion merch shop is what it's all about.
Thank you, sponsor. Yeah, not them. I wish it
Dang
was
it.
them. But
I'm pushing for you, man.
yeah, there you go. Make sure you go onto the store, buy some merch, support the channel. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, share it with somebody. We always want to just try to make everybody's day a little bit brighter. And like our motto, we try to build better people. So, but moving on to our top 5. Again, this week's top 5 is kind of in honor of my grandpa, who was in the Air Force. In fact, he started with the Army Air Corps at the end of World War II. He was actually drafted when he was 17 and then had to wait till he was 18 to go off to boot camp. And luckily, he never had to go overseas during World War II. He was an air mechanic, and he was just stationed in the States. But then after that, he was picked to go into the Air Corps, him and his brother, and they got their pilot's license or became pilots for the Air Force and flew 22 combat missions in Korea and Vietnam. And then on his 22nd mission, he blew out his eardrum, grounded him, and then he was for administration work after that. So
yeah, pushing desk at that point.
Did 23 years, very influential person. It's funny because I remember when we would go to base with him, everybody would salute him, and I was just like, why is everybody saluting Grandpa? This is weird. It's just Grandpa.
And Grandpa's just like,
yeah, he would just do that sort of thing. So, but this week's top 5 is war movies with an emphasis in air combat. So I'll go first, and then you can chime in with your list. Some honorable mentions. I got 2. Red Tails. That's a good movie. That's a good movie. And it's funny because you don't think of this movie as like an Air Force / air combat movie, but Independence Day.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah. So those were honorable mentions, but obviously for, the top 5, Top Gun. I mean, I'm doing the original.
Yeah.
The new one was okay. It wasn't bad by any stretch of the means, but there's just something about the old one. So top 5 Maverick wasn't terrible. But
I really liked it mainly because there was in the very beginning, spoilers if you haven't seen it, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah, it's been for a few years.
And so, yeah, if you haven't watched Top Gun Maverick by now, it's like, I'm sorry.
It's your fault.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
But there were a couple times where I was like, oh, please don't go corny.
Yeah.
And you can kind of feel it go that way, but it was, and then it just, and then it shifts and deviates.
Yeah.
And you're
it toes the line.
It's just like, and then off.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know what? You're paying homage to the original.
Yeah.
Great.
I dig
and
that.
And then you moved right on with that.
Yeah. So got Top Gun. Then the one that would never happen, we joked about this earlier, but Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
Such a great 80s movie. The premise is a teenager's dad who's a pilot gets captured in some Middle Eastern country, and he trains to fly and get him back. And they infiltrated a military airbase, steal a multi-million-dollar airplane, fly it to that country, save his dad, and fly back. That's the premise of the movie. It's corny and great in all sorts of good ways. But Iron Eagle. And then I've got Fly Boys with James Franco. That's a great movie.
That's a good one, yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
Pearl Harbor is another great one. And I've got Midway also.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
So, but what do you got for your top 5?
Dude, so like, yeah. I went Top Gun, like again, not in any specific order, but yeah, both Top Guns, Top Gun Maverick and Top Gun. I liked both of them, for a lot of different reasons. I really like the fact when, especially in movies in today's day and age, because our movies, in my opinion, really suck.
Yeah.
I've been watching just older ones that came out like, late 2000s, and I'm like, dude, like the writing in this is good. The character development's awesome.
Yeah,
like the
2000 movies are.
Oh, dude,
they're highly underestimated.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is really, really good. Like
Yeah.
even like early 2010s and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, like I don't know what the heck happened. Actually, I do know.
Yeah, the last 10 years have been rough.
Well, yeah, I would last 5.
Yeah, definitely since COVID.
And a lot of that's just because our whole entire viewing platform has morphed.
Yeah.
You know, we had COVID. It kicked out the theaters, everything else. Nobody's going to the theaters. Everybody switched to streaming. So now you don't have DVD rentals and everything else.
Yep.
And it kind of goes from there. But anyway, regardless. But no, like I felt that Top Gun Maverick had really good writing and everything else. I love Top Gun. Like I grew up on that one.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I like the subtle like nods to the original, like
yeah.
Goose's son is named Rooster.
Which
Yeah,
I was like,
come on.
okay, cool. Like, you know.
Yeah, another bird.
Yeah. I mean that's awesome. The issues that he had with, you know, with Maverick. I mean, you know, I'm like, okay, I'd be pissed too.
Yeah.
Like my dad was flying with you. He died because of you.
And you didn't.
And then you totally screwed me over because I wanted to go in the Air Force.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, so it did create that type of, you know, that rub that's there.
Mhm.
I really like Glenn Powell as an
Yeah.
actor. He cracks me up. Like,
Yeah. I think
not
thought he
only
did
do I
great.
think he's funny. Like, I'm just like, dude,
Yeah.
he's one of those guys that I'm like, if I met you, it would be like, dude, barbecue, my place.
Yeah.
Let's just chill
like,
and
I
we'll
think
play
we can
games.
be
Like we could be friends. Anyway.
I'm excited to see him in the new Running Man.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
That looks good.
Classic
Yeah.
Running Man. I love that. And so those are two of mine.
Okay.
Midway, of course,
Yeah.
was another one. Black Hawk Down, and then Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. That one was
Oh,
interesting. I
my
saw that and I
gosh.
didn't quite know what to think of it. So yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
It was an interesting movie. I probably should rewatch it.
And that
So,
I feel that way about like almost all of Christopher Nolan movies.
yeah,
I'm like,
they're almost like,
gotta rewatch this.
I don't want to say weird, but there's so many different like hidden meanings and this and that where you're just like, God, dude, my brain. I just want to mindlessly watch for a minute, not. Okay. Oh, I missed that
Yeah.
star flying past their head that had significant meaning
Right.
or something.
I remember when Tenet finally came out like on stream. 'Cause it
God,
right
that
in
was
the
so
middle.
weird.
Oh, dude, I
So
I
weird.
watched that. It broke my brain
Yeah.
first,
You're just like,
and then I watched it again.
the hell is going on?
And oh yeah, the second time was even more enjoyable than the first.
Yeah.
It was the first time that I thought of like Robert Pattinson because at this point he had been announced that he was going to be Batman. I was like, dude, freaking Sparkly Edward from Twilight's going to be Batman. Screw that noise.
He's actually not a bad actor.
Oh, well, yeah. Once I saw him in Tenet,
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm in. Like,
Exactly. I think,
done.
yeah, Twilight kind of ruined him. I don't want to say ruined him, but I think it set him back in his career as much as it propelled him forward.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree because you get typecast and
Yeah.
people are just like,
Yeah.
nobody wants to see the sparkly vampire be, you know, a serious role or anything
Mhm.
else like that. And then he started taking serious roles and
Yeah.
stuff.
And it's like, damn, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's really kind of made it out of that series.
You know what? Yeah, you're well. Michael Sheen was in there, but
He
Michael Sheen
was already established
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's her name? The girl from Pitch Perfect.
Oh, Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, she's done pretty well since then.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know if too many people remember her from Twilight.
I see, and that's the thing. Like,
I've only seen bits and pieces of Twilight. Not really my thing. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just not really my thing.
you I will say it for you.
I like vampires and werewolves. I think they're cool, but not in the setting that it was done in. So
Now, granted, like I'm a meme type of guy. I would love to see a crossover between Twilight and Supernatural,
I would say Underworld.
or that.
Yeah,
You know,
because that's
but
the same thing.
it is. But it would just be funny to have like Edward show up with Bella at a diner and have Dean and Sam the other side of the diner and be like, shit. Yep.
Yeah. Time to go. But those are our top 5
Great
Air
ones.
Force / air combat movies. Let us know what your favorite war / Air Force type movie is.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments down below. And make sure you let us know. But moving on to our Ask a Sensei. All right, this week's slang, or question number 1, I should say, is slang time, is military slang. Some of them are pretty obvious, but Some of them are not, but we'll start off with the easy one. Roger that.
Yeah, that's basically saying that, like, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roger. Everybody says that, whether or not you're in the military or not. Be like, Roger that. So
The one that I
Or at
hear all
least
the
I do.
time is copy.
copy.
Yeah, when you're just like,
Yeah.
my,
Or when people are on the walkie talkies.
Yeah.
You didn't say copy. Did you hear? Copy. Yeah. Next one, Oscar Mike. So if someone says they're Oscar Mike, what are they doing?
I hear this one. I should know it. And for some reason, I'm having an Alzheimer's moment. I have no idea.
It's on the move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oscar Mike. Okay. Here's where we start. I tried to keep too many derogatory ones out, but
It's the
we're
military.
dealing with the
Come on.
military. That's not possible. If you ever talk to a
What?
military guy, dark humor.
You should
and-
know.
Yeah,
It
you
flows.
should know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just FYI, there will be cuss words, but don't worry about it. It won't do anything to you. Snafu.
Situation normal, all fucked up.
Yep.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. That's someone says this is all snafu. It's not good.
Yep. No, it's not good.
Charlie Foxtrot.
Charlie Foxtrot.
Charlie Foxtrot.
I don't know that one.
Okay. It's a lot of them are kind of same things, just different told. It's
Right.
chaotic or messy situation. So if it's all Charlie Foxtrot,
Oh.
it's chaotic or messy situation.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Bite the bullet.
It means that something's gonna suck and you just got to go do it.
Yep. Face a difficult situation with
You know,
courage.
And
Just bite the bullet.
sometimes you just got to do it by mouthfeel.
Yep. Don't literally bite the bullet. Catch flack.
Yeah. So catch flack means that someone's probably like bawling you out or
Yeah.
yelling at you and everything else. and you're
Receive
just like,
criticism. Yep.
Yeah.
You're catching some flack. If someone's saying bird.
Is it aircraft?
Yeah, it's except that like
Yeah.
helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in Black Hawk Down, the
Mhm.
little birds.
Yep.
Big birds.
Yep.
Yeah. So if someone's talking about birds, usually some sort of aircraft, usually helicopter.
Usually helicopter based.
Okay. This one's interesting. I did not know this one, but Blue Falcon.
That's a derogatory comment.
It is a
It
derogatory.
is a derogatory.
It is a very derogatory comment.
It is. Yeah. Again, towards somebody who is, if I remember this, if I'm thinking right, it's basically, isn't it like an Air Force officer that's a complete piece of crap or something like that?
You could say that it's a backstabber, or as they called it, a buddy fucker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Blue Falcon.
Yeah.
So backstabber.
Okay. That one makes
Yeah.
sense. I was like, it's something to do with
Yeah,
like,
it's not a good term.
it's
You
definitely
don't-
not a good term.
You don't
Like,
want to be called a Blue Falcon.
no.
My grandpa's call sign was Blue Leader. It's very close.
No
Yeah,
way.
It was Blue Leader. So
Did you look at him and say, okay, Grandpa, can you just call me Red Leader?
Yeah. I
Gold
would.
Leader standing by.
Red Leader standing by. Exactly. Okay, if someone's describing somebody and they're like, they're boot.
They're what?
Boot. BOOT.
I haven't heard that one.
It's barely out of training.
Oh.
Boot.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're a boot.
Yeah, they're a boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Canadian.
Not Canadian.
They're not a boot. They're
No.
a boot.
No, our wonderful
Yeah.
writers of the Geneva Convention.
The brothers from the north. The Great White North.
Ain't a war crime the first time, but you know.
Okay, now squib or squid.
Oh, a squid?
A squid.
Okay. Because,
If they're not, squib's different.
yeah, squid's different.
Squid. They're referring to somebody as a squid.
Yeah.
Don't think too hard. It's
Yeah, is it someone who's like a great swimmer or something like that?
they're a Navy
Yeah,
man.
Navy man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a naval man.
Oh, okay.
So if they're like, oh man, we got to go with those squids.
No.
They're dealing with the Navy. Okay. If someone describes you as a leg, like they're a leg.
Nothing.
A soldier who is not a paratrooper.
Oh.
They're a leg. Yeah, I didn't know that one.
I
either.
didn't. That's, yeah.
And the one everybody's heard, but probably few know what it actually means. And if you've ever seen Saving Private Ryan, you know this. It's FUBAR.
Yep.
Yep. That's FUBAR.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
It's a good one.
Yes.
Effed up beyond all recognition.
Effed up beyond all recognition. So if you don't like to curse, you just say effed up.
Yep.
If you do like to curse, drop in the actual word.
I said my one for the day already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your quota has been filled. Because Jesus is watching. Got to watch your mouth.
He does. He watches me a lot. And
Yep.
generally, he watches me like this.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. He did it again.
Yeah.
Will he
It's like
ever
I keep
learn?
telling him to
Keep
stop
can you-
it. Yeah. But that is our military slang for the week. Try not to have a FUBAR day
Oh, yeah.
or a snafu.
Don't have a snafu. Don't have a snafu.
Those are bad
Those
ones.
are bad ones. Bad.
But let us know if you have a military term that we did not list. I know I'm going to ask Chris because
Like waffle stomping.
I don't even want to know what that is. So, but moving on to our next question. Question number 2. What do you got?
Awesome. Okay, so I love watching these. I've watched them for a long time, and since now we're talking about Veterans Day, every once in a while, of course, I get sucked into the black hole of YouTube, and
Yeah.
I end up on the page where they have videos of the Air Force trainee pilots and then their actual aircraft assignment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've
And
seen
it's
few
like,
of
it's a
those.
giant party.
Yep.
Everybody's there. They're rocking rock music. They've got like the big, like 130-inch screen in the
Yep.
back.
And everybody's
and-
freaking out when they get
Oh,
their
dude, yeah.
plane.
And all of a sudden they're like, like Sergeant, this is just, Sergeant Smith, or like, sorry, Captain Smith is gonna pilot, but and then the aircraft shows up, and then everybody loses their mind.
Yeah.
And so, with all of the Air Force, planes that are out there, I'll let you have top 3 that you would be like, I would give my left arm to fly that.
Oh, okay. Well, clearly you got to do with the B-2 stealth.
Oh,
bomber.
okay, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
come on now.
Yeah, the Black Death. I mean, come on.
That thing's so cool.
It's so sick.
The Raptor, that would be cool. Now I'm gonna
F-22,
list
yeah,
the ones that
baby.
I would want, like modern ones, but then I'm gonna try to remember the ones my grandpa flew. He flew 2 specific ones. Gosh, I can't remember them right offhand. One was like an F-33, I think. I'll have to look into that, and I'll tell you next week. But I'd want to fly the ones my grandpa flew.
Yeah.
But like modern, it's like they're very similar between driving modern cars and driving classic cars.
Correct. I
So
would
like
agree.
modern cars are like all the bells and whistles, like super fast, like luxury. And the nice thing about planes is they actually kind of have a little bit of character as opposed to cars. Even though if you look at them, they're all just like rounded. They kind of all look the same,
Yeah.
just different shapes.
Yep.
Modern planes versus classic planes or, older planes, they all had character to them. So,
Well, and here's the crazy thing when you start thinking about it, like the F-15 is like 60 years old.
yeah.
Dude, it's like you're just like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah, F-16s are awesome.
dude, they're sick. F-16s, F-18s, F-14 Tomcats.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Tomcat was like, speaking of Top Gun.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everybody wanted to fly a Tomcat after that.
yeah.
And that's why I thought it was funny in the movie when they hop in. He's like, "What is this ancient tech?"
Dinosaur.
And I'm just all like, "Oh God, it's not that old, but it is
It
that
is
old."
that old. I love it.
It's so bad, but yeah, definitely like the bombs, B-212 or
Yeah.
the B-12 stealth bomber. Shoot, that thing. Truthfully, our Air Force, as much as everybody likes to bag on it, like other branches call it the Chair Force. I didn't call it that. They call it that. But really, that's what separates us from the rest of the world.
Oh, 100%.
Is we own the sky.
100%.
We own the sky, and that threat of the Air Force keeps people in line. I saw a video where it like goes through each military country and the amount of planes. It's like, and then America's airplanes.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
We have so many, and they're so sophisticated, so nice. But yeah, the bomber, the Raptor, and I would probably have to say the Tomcat because of Top Gun.
Right.
The F-16 would be sweet. And then I definitely would want to fly the planes my grandpa flew. I'm going to have to figure those out. In fact,
You look those up right now?
No, I'm going to send a text. And at some point in the show,
live,
I will get the answer. I'm sending this to family. What planes did Grandpa fly? We'll find out hopefully by the end of the show.
That's gonna be sick, dude.
What would you fly?
So I guess this really kind of like, if you look at, this is gonna be a weird analogy, but if you look at the type of dogs that I like,
okay, yeah,
this will you'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, I love bulldogs because they're ugly.
Oh damn, the A10
the
Warthog.
A10 Warthog.
Yes.
It's the best.
I would love to fly. That thing is slow, but
dude, the engine. Oh, here we go.
We have an F-105. He flew an F-105. I don't know if that's the only one. What was the other? So an F-105. That was one.
That's sick.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, oh god,
but
the
no,
A10 Warthog.
The A10.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
That airframe is, if you need to personify Florida man.
Oh, yeah.
It is like, hey, we have a gun the size of a Volkswagen Bug. Yeah. Can you put it in an airframe? No. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap the airframe around it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
and then
totally design the plane around
the gun.
That's it.
Now we're going to lob like Red Bull cans out of the front of this thing, right? Yeah. Okay, so what do we do with the spent casings? Well, so here's the thing. We have to keep those in the front of the nose, because if we don't, the center of gravity will be shifted off in the plane, and then it's not going to fly. So we're going to keep all of the round casings in the plane after we fire them.
It makes no sense.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yes, I forgot about that.
Dude, that thing is sick.
That thing
that's
is
like
awesome.
that's on my like number one list.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Number one list.
Absolutely.
Number two. So that's on the A10 side. The F-22.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because that thing is. I look at it as that is a Ferrari in the sky, dude. The thing is sexy. It is hot. It'll kill you. Like, I think it's the only airframe that will, like,
what
was
the name of it? But what did it have, like a title? The F-22.
I think it was the Raptor. Yeah,
because I thought it was the F-35.
No, it might be the F-35. Right? Yeah, the Raptor might be the F-35, but the F-22 is. Yeah, look that one up.
I will. We have this magical thing called
the internet.
Yeah. But continue on.
So I've got those two. And then for another one that would just be like, again, modern aircraft that I've been thinking, I'm like, man, that would be so much fun, or take that on missions and everything else.
Oh, it is the Raptor.
Yeah, it is the Raptor. Yeah.
Let's see what F-35.
Does the F-35 have a name?
Lightning II.
Oh,
okay.
There you go.
I did not know that. But yeah, I like the Raptor.
Yeah.
The F-35 is pretty sweet too, just from looking at the front. Be like, damn.
Right.
It is like a Ferrari in the sky,
dude. It is. I mean, it is freaking sick.
Yeah.
And the other one, just because, like, it's just, you look at it and you're like, that shouldn't be able to fly. Is the F-117?
F-117.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it. Like. I have a funny story about a student's parent and the F-117.
Uh-oh. Oh, the stealth fight. Oh, okay. Yeah.
F-117.
The Nighthawk.
The Nighthawk, yeah.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, of course, years ago. Years and years. I'm not going to mention any names.
Yeah,
I don't want to get
you could
anybody
go
in
to
trouble.
jail.
So I had this student. Her dad flew in the Air Force, and I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome! Like, where are you stationed at?" He's like, "Oh, I was in Nellis." I was like, "Frig, that's Vegas. That's awesome! Like, what'd you fly?" I flew the A-10. Oh, and so like instantly, it's like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah,
we just become best friends.
The A-10 Warthog.
I love that. The sound the engines make. Let's just
and just the hum of the gun.
You're just like
you
hear that. You're just
you're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead.
And so we were just kind of, and he was a pilot at that point for American Airlines, and his base of operations for that one was out of San Francisco. So he would just, whenever he had to fly, he flew the 747s double decker, would fly to San Francisco, and then he'd fly that all over the world. And so one day he came in, was paying for a test for his daughter, and this is when having your photo and stuff on your credit card was becoming popular and everything else. And gave me his credit card, and had a photo of him in his flight suit, and he's holding on to his helmet and everything else. I was like, "Oh, dude, this is sick. This is back when you were flying in the Air Force." He just kind of smiled and nodded his head. It's like, yeah. And I'm looking at it. I ran it, and I'm just like waiting for the transaction to go through. And so I'm looking at the card. I just finally looked at him and said, "You can't have this on as a photo on a credit card."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah, it's okay." I'm like, "No, like I think you might be going to jail for this."
Yeah.
And he says, "It's okay. They're retiring it in 6 months anyway, so it doesn't matter."
Whoa.
I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. What?" Like, you flew this. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, "You flew the F-117. Yeah.
That's
you
cool.
told me you flew the you flew the A-10. He says, "Well, yeah, I did." He says, "That's the thing about flying top secret aircraft is that you had to fly the other one too."
Yeah, you had to fly multiple.
And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, "Okay, so, and so we just sat and talked about it." And he's like, "Yeah." He says, "I gave a marriage to that plane."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" And he says, "Yeah." He says, "Try explaining that to your wife, that you disappear for a week, come back completely exhausted, can't talk about anything, you can't bring any materials home and everything else, and you're doing that in Las Vegas."
Yeah.
And you do that for weeks after weeks after weeks after weeks. I'm like, "Dude, that's rough."
It doesn't look good.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, we talked about the first mission that they went on in Desert Storm, and I was like, "Dude, like I kind of watched a documentary on it." I said, "Was that real? That you guys all took off and went radio silent and didn't know if everybody came back until the very end?" He says, "Oh no, that's exactly how it went."
Damn.
And I was like, "Dude."
That's
so yeah.
cool.
Yeah, the F-117 for him, and I asked him, like, "So how does it fly?" So once he actually got up there, after they did training, simulator, everything else, are actually in the plane, and they head up. The first day, their instructor's like, "Okay, here's the floor. This is the hard deck. Don't go below it. Do whatever you want." And he's like, "Whatever we want?" And he's like, "Whatever you want." He said, "So we did barrel rolls, we did flips, we like pulled high G turns and everything else." And after all of our fun, brought the plane, nice and level. The instructor's like, "Okay, great. Got that out of your system?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Good. Now don't do it again." And I'm like, "Why did he have you do it in the first place?" And he says, mainly a lot of it was to get through our minds psychologically that, yes, this is a stealth aircraft and this is a stealth platform. However, it is still a functional fighter aircraft, and will do everything that you want it to do.
You can do whatever
so you can,
need to.
if you need to hit evasive maneuvers, it'll do exactly what you tell it.
That's awesome.
And so I was like, "Dude, that's sick. That's sick." So that was my question for the day.
That's a good question.
That's a good question for Veterans Day.
Should have done a top 5 airplanes.
Oh, dude.
Good. maybe next time. Another time.
I will give a
top
shout
5
out to
airplanes.
If you want to watch something funny, and again, you don't mind language, Habitual Line Crosser is a guy to watch. He has a segment where he basically has, I honestly think he has probably multiple personality disorder, but he has all sorts of different aircraft that, of course, all talk and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And like the B-52 that's been around for like 80 years is literally an old racist, grandpa.
Oh,
Yeah. Always talks like this.
Yeah. Kind of like in Transformers.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they, lovely, lovely things that he says. But yes, yeah, it goes through all of the different aircraft, and they all have their own personalities. The F-35 is the nerd.
Yeah,
The
that makes sense.
F-22 is an ADHD autistic, plane that's stuck in the hangar that can't get out.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
All I've had are weather balloons. Let me effing eat.
Yeah, that's funny. Check that out too.
Check him out. It's funny. Since it's Veterans Day, he's a veteran.
And
the
it's
guy,
called
Habitual Line Crosser
on YouTube.
On YouTube,
Habitual Line Crosser.
He is a veteran. Specialized in weapon systems, missiles, radar, and everything else. Taught that type of stuff in the Army, and
nice.
So like when he starts talking about like missile capabilities and hypersonics and everything,
he knows
else,
what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. So,
but all right, let's move on to our third question. All right, question number 3. We've kind of been hinting at it all day, to be quite honest with you. But what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Oh, you know what? Like I think for me, it is a time to honor, those people who we know and don't know.
Yeah,
who do go off and do and serve, because again, I don't think a lot of people understand the sacrifice that they put forth.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you just alluded to earlier with your the parent, he gave a marriage to that plane.
Yeah,
and like I can't tell you, it's kind of like law enforcement. The divorce rate in the military is through the roof. And not only is it just like a breakup of a marriage, but if they have kids, like kids that don't see their fathers or their mothers. And yeah, I for one just have an immense sense of gratitude and appreciation for like active, retired military personnel, just for the fact that because they've done that, we're allowed to have like the rights and the freedoms and the ability to not feel like we're going to be invaded.
Right.
It's like, it's so funny because I think that's such an American thing where like I've never once ever thought that we would have a country come and invade us and try to take us over.
Yeah.
Like 9/11 was the first time where it was like, we've been attacked.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever thought that ever since. I never thought it beforehand then. And then after that happened, I never thought, I'm like, that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
And that's all because of the servicemen and women that continue to sign back up or sign up or serve people they don't even know.
Yeah.
And they don't do it for the people they don't know. I'm just letting you know, everybody's like, oh yeah, I'd love to serve my fellow countrymen. Yeah, that's probably how they start. But after talking to a lot of people in service, they do it for the people next to them.
100%. Yeah,
they do it for the person standing to their right, their left, in front, and behind.
Yeah.
That's who they do it for.
Yeah, that brotherhood is huge.
And it just so happens that we benefit from that. Yeah. And I appreciate that. So.
Well, and I think that I mean, you can get into the philosophical discussion of whether or not we need to be involved in certain operations and everything else. And I don't think that's either here nor there. Because with anything that's going to happen out there, you're going to learn from your mistakes and everything else. You'll be like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have been there. We probably should have been here. But at the end of the day, no one else on the planet is stepping up like our military is to keep other people in check.
Yeah.
And granted, to me it's sad. To me it's just sad that we have to have a brute force military that when somebody starts popping off like, I hate this person, I'm going to go over and invade their country, they have more maple syrup than I do, so I'm just going to go over, like, Saskatchewan's got all the maple tree, whatever. Like, are you joking?
Yeah.
Like, no. How about you build and, develop your own country and leave these people alone, But it's a human thing. Like, you just open up a history book. But that's the thing. Like, if you think about this, think about the creation of the American military force.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, talk about the industrial war complex, whatever. But let's think about the majority of the planet is at peace.
Mm-hmm.
You had World War II back in like mid to late 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost talking 100 years ago.
Yeah.
That happened. Now, granted, you had Korea and Vietnam and stuff like that, and you've had other things that happened after that.
We just got done with our longest war.
Yeah, in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, like, none of those ever came here to the States.
No.
I mean,
not even Pearl Harbor, but that was it.
It's bad. You don't, like. I think at that point the world knew.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch my boats.
Yeah.
You touched my boats, you can taste the sun.
Don't mess with America.
Twice. Yeah. Well, and that's the funny thing, kind of going with military history. Like, a lot of people freak out about what happened and I'm like, do you realize that we killed more people in the firebombing than we ever did with the nuclear bombs, right?
Yeah.
What? I'm like, this is the truth. Yeah. But that's the thing, like, with, and I'm going to get it wrong. And I want to say it was a Roosevelt.
Probably.
And it might have been Teddy.
For
walk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, it's Teddy.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, Theodore. Yeah, it's Theodore Roosevelt.
And
he was the epitome of that.
Yeah, and I think that's
developed the Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Or was a Rough Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with our military and everything else, that readiness, because that's not easy. It's freaking hard.
Yeah.
They're constantly training and constantly working hard, and in situations that aren't ideal, and a lot of them do it in silence.
Yeah.
And no one knows.
Silent professional.
Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of respect that needs to go to those type of people, because
I agree.
And so Veterans Days, I mean, if you see a veteran out there, they're at 7-Eleven, Maverick, whatever, whip out your credit card faster than they can.
Yeah.
And like tap it, and if they look at you and they're like, "Oh no, I got this," just be like, "Stop."
Yeah.
No, you don't. I got you.
Well, and don't just tell them thank you, because they hear that, and this is from talking with vets. They hear that and they don't really know how to respond. So show appreciation by just having a normal conversation with them. You can tell them thank you, but don't just be like, "Hey, thank you for your service," and then leave.
Yeah.
I saw a video actually this morning, and it was this cute old man that's a vet, and he's just got the best personality ever, and he's like living his best life right now. And he's like, ask them these 4 questions because they would love to talk to you. And it has nothing to do with like when they were in service. It's like, what did you do after you got out? Like, what do you do now to keep yourself healthy?
Yeah.
Like, what hobbies did you get into? How did the military shape you after the military? Like those types of questions, not just like, "Oh, what'd you do in the war?" Sometimes that's a tough subject for people because they lost people that they loved in the war. So it's fascinating for us because we've never had to go through it. And like for men, like they're infatuated with like war stories and guns and combat and stuff like that. A lot of times because most of us, fortunately, have never had to go through that.
Yeah.
Versus the people that have had to go through that, they don't really like reliving that. It was interesting because this has not been proven, and I don't think he'll ever admit this, but I think my grandpa is, I don't want to say afraid of the dark, but he does not like being in the dark. And because he would always have flashlights and nightlights everywhere in his house. And it's kind of trickled down into like my dad and me. Like we have like means of light everywhere. And like he would have a flashlight on him by his chair in the next room. And like every room had a means of like creating light. And I'd ask him, like, God, Grandpa, what's with all the flashlights, man? And at the time he lived in Miami, and he was all like, well, it's because we have hurricanes and power outages. We need to make sure that we can maneuver around. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. When he was in Korea, he flew night raids.
Oh.
And I think the dark and being at night sends him back to a time he does not want to remember.
Yep.
And back in the day, they called it shell shock.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, we call it PTSD.
Yeah.
I think the dark gave him PTSD. And he, to this day, he does not like being in the dark. Just won't do it. And that makes a lot of sense now that I knew that he flew night raids, and he didn't talk much about them. He still never did. Like, I got him to open up like 5 or 6 years ago about certain things, but he still didn't divulge a lot of information.
Right.
He flew a lot of top secret missions. Apparently I found out he even did like test things for NASA. Yeah. And I was like, holy hell. Okay. But yeah. So when you see a vet, just have an honest conversation with them. Ask them how their day's going. Like, what are you up to? Not, oh, thank you for your service. Cause they feel a little awkward. They feel kind of embarrassed at the same time. Cause they're like, I didn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
But thank you. So, yeah. Or like buy their food. If you see a vet in uniform, just whatever, like go to the person at the register and be like, whatever he buys, put it on this card, please.
Yeah.
And just don't even just be like, it's taken care of. So, but thank you, vets. After I said, don't tell them thank you. Thank you. And we hope to really kind of make sure we do our job to take care of you after you've taken care of us. So, but moving on to our next question. All right. Question number 4. What do you got?
Okay, I know we've been like really hitting Veterans Day hard,
Yeah.
so I'm going to take us on like a ridiculously awful tangent just because this is what I do. So I love video games.
Okay.
Okay. The console wars has been something that has just been awesome to behold all the way back in the day from like the, Atari, and then, the fall of Atari and Nintendo and Sega. And then you had PlayStation and,
Xbox
and then Xbox and everything else.
PC.
Okay? Well, so PCs were always this other thing.
Yeah.
That's over off to the side. Like, I mean, the great thing with consoles is that you just buy it and you buy the game, plug the game in, and away you go.
Good to go.
I didn't have to worry about downloading drivers, updating software, updating the game itself.
I always thought PC games were lame.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you have like a keyboard and a mouse
yeah.
and everything else. Now, if you wanted better graphics, I mean, and a smoother frame rate and, all that type of stuff, yeah, you want PC gaming, But if you just wanted to plug and play and go, and again, that's what Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo in our day right now has built on. So,
okay,
what are your feelings on Xbox's new console?
I don't even know they have a new console.
It's coming. It's coming out. They've leaked some information on it.
Okay,
but it is basically going to be a Windows PC.
That's dumb.
That runs Xbox.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So the problem with that is that, again, like if you were to go out and buy, a console right now, you're spending what? Anywhere between like $500 to $700.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to say it's not a lot of money, but it's not like, thousands of dollars for like you would sink into
a PC.
Right. Okay. The problem is that it's been rumored that this Xbox console will start at $1,200.
Yeah, no, I think this will ruin Xbox.
You think it's going to be the downfall of Xbox?
Yeah, and PlayStation's going to take its place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. This is the thing that Xbox is kind of banking on, is that because it's going to be it's going to have a PC architecture to it and everything else. They're partnering with Steam. And so because they're partnering with Steam, all of the games that are going to be on PlayStation are going to be on
Xbox?
Yeah, because the games that are on PlayStation not only come out on PlayStation, but they come out on PC too.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So because you've got Steam, you're going to be able to play all the PlayStation games that come out for PC because it's, in essence, a PC.
The problem with that is like, if it's already on PlayStation or PC, why don't I just use one of those that are cheaper?
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I might as well just like either
PS6. I know that's not out, but let's say they come out with the PS6 and it's $800.
Right.
Well, I can play all the games that the Xbox could play for $400 less.
Right. Right.
And
Unless it's like an Xbox exclusive that,
which it seems like those are coming fewer and fewer.
Yeah, they are.
The biggest one was obviously Halo, but when was the last Halo game that came out?
That was good.
Yeah. So I think, man, that may have just killed Xbox.
Yeah.
I think it's going to destroy Xbox, unfortunately. I was always team Xbox. I mean, I got, the first original one with the ginormous controller.
Oh, dude, that controller was massive.
And the revolutionary breakaway cord. Remember that? Because I don't know how many consoles were broken because some dog ran past the TV and ripped your Xbox out of the wall.
Gosh, yes.
Yeah. So that
you had like a little brother or sister who was like, I'm going to be a dumb. And like, trip over a cable.
Yeah. But man, I was always a fan of Xbox. PlayStation was okay, but I was never like, oh God, PlayStation. I think PlayStation's going to take them.
Well, and that's so again, same thing.
Yeah.
So shout out to an old buddy friend of ours, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Good old Scott Benedict. He literally was he had to get his selling, props from like a drug dealer because I was a PC guy for a long time. It was like, oh, dude, you need to get an Xbox. And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, I've got an extra Xbox 360. How about you just use it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. After like 3 months of gaming and stuff like that, he's like, okay, how about now you buy it from me? And I'm like,
damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. First one's for free.
First one's free.
Yeah.
And so, so I've like been, with Xbox for a long time. I've loved them. They've been fantastic. And then my son bought a PlayStation.
Okay.
Because, again, talking with Jason, our other, friend of ours.
Yeah.
Because he watched the movie Gran Turismo. He wanted to get into sim racing.
Yeah.
And was like, I want to get this wheel. I'm like, dude, buddy, like if you're gonna get into sim racing, Gran Turismo is the game to get. It's not on any other platform, but PlayStation. And that wheel that you're looking at is complete and utter dog garbage, and you need to start saving up some serious coin if you want to get into this.
Yeah.
And
he did, right?
He did actually. Yeah, Jason had an old racing, one of his like original racing rigs, and this is while my divorce and everything else was going on. And dude, no joke, Jason, love that guy to death, gave me the whole rig.
Wow.
The wheel, the pedals, the chair, and Landon worked he was a prefect in Harry Potter camp, which basically was like the helper guy that like helped out the teachers and stuff. He loves it because he loves Harry Potter. Saved up all his money for that and actually went out and bought himself his own PlayStation.
Okay.
I was like, dude, props to you.
Yeah.
And when I told Jason this, he was like, dude. And I'm like, yeah. And he'll just, you have to save up for his wheel and everything else. And that's when he was like, okay, if he's going to get into Gran Turismo, I'll just, I've got an extra one. And so, but yeah, no, he got into that. And once he did, I started like playing with the controller, because one of my biggest things was I hated the controller.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the controller.
Hated the controller. And then after he got his, and then of course my divorce went through, I was like, well, if he's got a PlayStation at his house, I want a PlayStation to be at my house, so that way he can have both platforms, and he'll put his account on both too. Then I started gaming, and I started playing more with the PlayStation. Dude, I hate to say it,
it's better.
It is better.
Yeah.
And the more I'm kind of in that environment and stuff like that, there's some things in there that, like user experience and user interface type stuff that I'm like, you guys can do better.
Yeah.
I don't think their app is as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. But yeah, like going from the whole reason why I did console gaming was so that I could just plug and go.
Yeah.
Because again, like you get older, you become an adult, and I don't have time to sit there and fiddle with this. I've got kids,
like
I've got a
research
job,
which one's
I've got
better.
Oh yeah.
And then install it, and then I gotta wait for an update, and
oh man, I gotta update my drivers on my graphics card, and I've got to 6 months down the road, it's like maybe I should get a new graphics card, or maybe I should update my CPU, and maybe I need to get more RAM. And
that was the biggest thing that I hated with PlayStation is the fact that you had to save on that memory drive.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep, I do.
Instead of it saves on the console.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts. I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to buy a separate piece just to store my game?
It should already be on there.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
100%. But now, like, I kind of look at that. I'm like, all right, Xbox, like, you're going to have to come swinging hard out of the gate. Like, and here's
not too many people are going to be willing to drop $1,200 on a game system.
Well, and here's the other thing. I started thinking about this as well. I was like, okay, it's probably going to come out with like minimum 4K graphics, possibly up to 8K, with 7.1 Atmos, Dolby, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But then I started thinking about, like, how many people have an 8K TV?
Yeah.
That are actually going to be able to fully realize all of that.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are so you kind of get into that law of diminishing returns where you're just like, I get it that you can do that thing. But just because you can doesn't mean people are going to enjoy it.
A lot of people actually don't like playing on a big screen.
Yeah.
Like Maya's boyfriend, Elliot's a big time gamer, and he plays on a old computer monitor.
Yeah.
Because he says it's faster to like get to the targets because and it makes sense, there's less screen travel.
Yep.
To get to where you're going.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, that's really nerding out. Like, I would totally want to play on a bigger screen. But then when you're like shooting and aiming, that makes you slower.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, and again, I mean, kind of going to actual console success.
mm-hmm.
I absolutely love Nintendo. Now I understand with the new Switch 2 and the hardware issues that they've kind of come out and said, if you modify the Switch or any way, shape, or form, and they find out about it, they can remotely like disable your entire Switch and brick it.
Yeah, that's lame.
I'm like, all right, guys, come on. But here's the thing that I can say about Nintendo that they do well, and it's evident because the Switch for a long time didn't even have like 4K gaming on it. Like it was, it was just minimal. And it's like, dude, you didn't have to have like awesome graphics because your storyline carried the rest.
Yeah.
Like I remember when the new, Zelda games came out, Breath of the Wild and everything else like that. And dude, people lost their minds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Then at that point, is it really the console or is it the actual storyline in the game and everything else and the enjoyment of that game that you're going to be getting out of it?
Yeah.
So, I was really kind of like mulling that over, watching what Xbox was doing. And I'm like, oh, guys, come on.
Yeah, they're losing the point.
Come on.
Yeah,
you're missing, you're missing the point here. Don't get me wrong. Like, beefing things up. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
But I think you might be missing the plot on this one.
I definitely think they made a huge mistake on that one.
And so,
well, we'll see. Time will tell.
We'll see. Yeah, it'll
tell.
be good. It'll be good, and so.
Well, let us know if you're a gamer. Are you an Xbox or a PlayStation person, or a PC? Are you a PC, Xbox, or PlayStation?
And at the end of the day, the only thing you really have to ask yourself is make sure that you go out and spread some managed democracy.
I don't know what that means.
It's a Helldivers 2 reference.
Okay.
Helldivers 2 is an awesome game. Like it is sick beyond sick. So yes,
I unfortunately have not gamed much at all in the last, I would say, 20 years. Jamin's a huge into gaming. I never really got into the online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing like Tom Clancy's like Rainbow Six, like on the original Xbox. And I remember logging on with like friends to do that. But I did that for maybe like 6 months, and it was hard. And like then like there's lag time, and it just wasn't good. And I was like, this is lame. I never got back into it. So
Yeah, back then, yeah. I mean, it was you kind of had to be a little bit of a nerd.
Yeah.
But no, like the online, everything's with online gaming and stuff like that.
I miss
is
the
out
old
there.
times where you had to bring multiple TVs and
LAN
console,
parties.
Yeah, LAN parties.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, LAN parties.
Hell yeah. And and let's be honest, like the music that was written for games back in those days is something of a different, like like the joke says, like you can find, there's a funny video out there where they're like, all right, so they go to the music writer and, okay, we're making this James Bond video game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just make some, like, we need music for the pause screens. Could you make something?
It's great.
It's like, it is the best, like, slow jam music out there.
But let us know what your favorite console is, and if you think Xbox will survive.
Console wars.
Time will tell. But all right, moving on to our fight scene. All right, this week's fight scene, we've got Optimus Prime versus a Jaeger.
Optimus, just no
from
doubt.
Pacific Rim. So, okay. We have to let
Sorry,
them go through. We got to have them go through their scenarios. So, round one, it's Earth. I mean, they're both based in Earth. So, maybe, yeah, we'll do all 3 rounds. But this one's in the Transformer verse. Clearly, Optimus Prime would just wreck.
Oh, dude. If it's on
Jaeger.
Cybertron, done.
Yeah. Cybertron. Yeah, we'll have round 1 on Cybertron.
Sure.
Yeah. Optimus Prime just wrecks a Jaeger.
Oh,
So-
100%. 100%.
The biggest flaw with the Jaeger is you have to have 2 minds to work it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest flaw. So, but all right. So, yeah, we got both Optimus Prime. It's not really that hard to explain. Round 2, they're on Earth. Optimus Prime still kills them. So, again, the biggest flaw with the Jaegers from Pacific Rim is it takes 2 people to operate it.
Well, and here's the thing, and I think that, oh, God, dude, I love Pacific Rim.
It's a good movie.
Dude, it's
a really good movie.
Yeah, it's so good.
But Optimus Prime just wrecks them.
Well, and here's, I think, the biggest flaw is that with Pacific Rim and the Jaegers there, I think they actually move like by way of relative speed of what they really would be moving, and so I'm like, oh, dude, like by way of just sheer speed alone, like not even in the water, we're talking on land, everything else, dude, Optimus would just skate around a Jaeger just because they can't move that fast. So
round 3, we're going to have them in a cage, but they both wield swords. We're going to give them both a sword.
Optimus.
Still Optimus.
I'm still Optimus.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Optimus.
They're.
It was funny because when I wrote this out, I was like, oh yeah, Jaeger versus Optimus. They're both like big like mechanical creatures. And then I was like, Optimus would just, it's not even a contest.
Would wax the floor with them. It wouldn't even be.
I agree.
You know,
Optimus wins, clean sweep, 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0.
That's it. But all right, let us know who you think would win, and if it's anybody but Optimus, you're wrong. Just saying. But moving on to our joke of the week. All right, you got a joke this week?
I don't.
Oh, well, here's mine.
Okay.
What's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken.
Oh, dang it. Oh.
Yeah. Oh God, it's terrible in so many good ways. Okay, if you don't get that joke, ask
You're
somebody
old.
older.
Yeah. You guys got somebody old.
Yes.
Oh my
So here's the
gosh.
premise of the joke. Christopher Reeves played Superman. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Famously played Superman. Great job. He unfortunately suffered a paralyzing horseback riding accident. Couldn't walk. He was a quadriplegic.
Yep.
So the opposite of Christopher
Christopher
Reeves.
Reeves.
It's
Christopher Walken.
Walken. And obviously, famously, there is an actor named Christopher Walken. But I read that and I was like, oh, God, that's so funny and bad at the same time. But that is a joke for the week. Let's move on to our...
Oh, actually, hold on.
What's
hold
your
on.
joke?
Like it's not necessarily a joke, but there was a gal and she says, "Don't love your job, job your love."
Oh, God, I've seen that. Stupid.
Don't cry over spilled milk. Spill milk and cry.
Or, oh, what was it? Don't crack your fingers. Finger your
crack.
Or don't face your fears. Fear
your face.
I saw that and I was all like, oh, God, that is the most stupid social media influencer BS I've ever heard of. But moving on to our shout-outs. All right, anybody you'd like to shout out this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out my military veteran.
Yep.
Well, they're active, so they're not quite veterans yet.
Yes.
So I will shout out my active military friends, all of them from Star, got Kirchner, Cardi, Nally, Connolly, and so
Yeah.
Yep.
First shout out the people that showed up to Liam's birthday party last week. Thank you for everybody coming. It was a great turnout. Great chance for people to reflect and heal and all that stuff. Yeah, and I'd like to shout out Chris from this dojo, who's active military.
Yep.
And my grandfather, who's a retired lieutenant colonel. So thank you for your service, you guys.
No. Thank me.
Thank me.
For my service.
Yeah, Matt Best. So if you don't know who he is, just
It's a funny book, by the way.
it's a great book. But moving on to our final thoughts. Any final thoughts you want to leave the people with?
Yeah, just especially for Veterans Day and stuff like that. Do something kind for somebody else.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is that even whether you've got people that are on the front line or whether you've got people that are administrative or whatever, being in the military is not easy.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or
take
form.
service and sacrifice.
It takes service. It takes sacrifice. Unfortunately, it is not necessarily the most professional environment that you're going to be in, and people are going to be dumb, and it's going to be stressful, and sometimes to just go out, like you said, don't just constantly walk up to somebody and be like, "Thank you for your service." It's like, okay, like if you've got a neighbor who's in the military, do something for them.
Yeah. Have them over for a barbecue.
Yeah.
Take them to a bar. Watch the game.
Do something. And I think that kind of, unfortunately, like we're talking about, veterans and everything else, and after Veterans Day, try start doing that with other people here.
Yeah, on a daily basis. Yeah, like we've always said, it's like one of our biggest takeaways is make an impact on somebody.
Right.
Try to make an impact on somebody's day, somebody's life, somebody's week, somebody's hour. But try to be a good person and make their life and make their day better.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for joining us this week, you guys. Happy Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And make sure you kick it with us next week. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace out.